So that's the first thing you need to understand about motivation. There are two kinds. One that is forced, that comes from the outside. One that comes from your inside. And every time it comes from your inside, it means that you have become aware of something. You don't need anyone to tell you. That's the kingdom of God, man. That's the voice of God inside you telling you, listen, you smell. Now, this is you smelling physically. Some people smell emotionally. Like you keep telling someone, man, just shut your mouth. Every time your mouth opens, the only thing I hear is trash. You can't speak well, it's because you don't think well, and it's because you haven't read well. Just sit back and listen. Just be quiet. They won't get it. They won't get it. They won't get it. Then at a certain point, they're sitting somewhere having a conversation, and they realize, man, they can't talk. Even though I have been keep telling them for the past like 20 years, you can't talk, go read. My pep talk is not going to motivate them. So, you cannot be motivated about anything by force. It's impossible. My brother has a son. His name is Surush. And like our parents, we're all paranoid. So he put his kid in a piano class. He's been doing piano for the past, 10 years. And he's really, really good. Whenever I talk to Iraj and I say, so Iraj, what's going on? How's Surush? How's his piano? He just doesn't want to play. He doesn't see himself. He doesn't see his emotions. He doesn't see his soul in the piano. He's not motivated. And so despite all the effort, all the time, all the money, all the energy that he, his parents, his teacher have invested, nowhere. So how will he be motivated to play? Let me tell you. Right now, he's only 15 or 16 or 17. I'm not quite sure how old he is. But one of these days, he's going to get himself in a relationship, whether with a book or an event in the streets or a companion. And then he's going to expect some things, and those expectations are not going to come true, and he'll be devastated. Devastation means you have these negative emotions inside you. You have sadness, you have sorrow, you're alone, you're lonely, you're pathetic. It's as if someone has pulled the rug from under your feet. And so in sadness, he'll try to talk to my brother, his father, but he won't find the proper words. So the words will disappoint him, betray him. He'll try to read the Bible, for example, if he likes it. And as he's moping around, walking in the house aimlessly, all of a sudden he looks at the piano. And something from his inside says, go sit and play. And then 10 years of playing piano comes to life. What inspired or motivated him to go and sit and play? Pain. It was internal. It wasn't forced. He wasn't being exploited. You guys have to do assignments for this class every 2 weeks. And you have to listen to my lectures. I'm 60. I've been doing this stuff since I was, about 11. Even before going to India and reading all those books. Because Iran is a religious country. Our fun was sitting home and listening to my parents talk religion. Every Friday going to the mosque. That was our fun. So these lectures that you guys are listening to are about 50 years of experience. Add to it, I've tried as best as I could to process all that experience in a way that can be digestible even to a 15-year-old. I've tried to make them interesting, exciting, inspiring. They are, at least for me. And they have enough force inside them, these ideas, that I come to campus at 5 in the morning and I write before coming to class. So it's about 3 hours of writing. And regardless of what I say, you may be inspired perhaps listening to this narrative I'm sharing with you, but it's not going to inspire you when you sit behind your computer to write. Why? Because I can't transmit, I can't give you the stuff that lives inside me. You can only give me your ears, but you cannot give me your passion. You're not interested. You signed up for this class for 3 units, And now my assumption is that I have the power, my assumption, and it's a wrong assumption, that I have the power to transform your desire for 3 units, morph it into, I really, really am inspired to understand, not for the grade, not for the units, but to understand. And the thing is, I can't do that. Nobody can. Not even Jesus could. No one can inspire you and make that inspiration into a commitment. You see, inspiration is like sleeping with a prostitute or having a one-night stand. You can have fun, and inspiration is fun, man. Like you leave this class or another class, or maybe you have watched a great movie like Malcolm X or Freedom Riders or Gandhi or The Matrix, and you say, I want to go out there and change the world. Good for you. It's a great moment for you. It's like a gift from God. You're inspired. You don't think about your grade. You don't think about lunch. You don't think about your future. You're not selfish, man. That movie has inspired you to go beyond yourself. You want to change the world. But because you're a novice, that inspiration soon gets canned. It gets trashed. It gets forgotten. What happened to it? There is one way that I suppose motivation can come about. I'm talking about inspiration that will force you to become emotive. Your body will begin to move because of the emotions inside you. Motive, where it's a committed relationship. And let me tell you how that works. No one can do anything if that inspiration that lives inside them remains unprotected. I told him, if you drink, you can't come to my house. If you smoke, you can't come to my house. If you're sleeping around, you can't come to my house. If you got friends who smoke and drink, you can't come to my house. I can't have that stuff in my place. And that respect, along with fear, forced him not to be around that stuff. That's how you protect an inspiration. That's how you make a man or a woman committed to an inspiration. And it no longer becomes an inspiration. It becomes a path of life. Now, here's the thing you need to understand about the path. You have good days, you have bad days. And that's where the marriage vows come about. In sickness and in health. You're going to have many, many bad days, man. You're going to come to class, you're going to have lousy students. You're going to come to class and your mind is just not working. You're going to come to class, you're going to have a great class. The only problem is you have crummy students. Once in a while, you have a great class, you're lecturing well, and students are right there with you. Sickness and in health. You are devoted, you are committed. If you think that you can come to this class and be excited and then go home and play your crappy music, it's not going to work out. You can't have your own emotions. You can't have your own thoughts. Always go back to the wisdom of Jesus. And again, you don't have to be a Christian. You can never love two masters. It's impossible.